Hey everybody, it's Nina Motivates. Hey everybody, welcome to the You Can Show. We are at show 25. Oh my goodness. We're here on ICU Radio 97.3, and all the replays are called on YouTube. I'm so excited. The You Can Show is where you come for your weekly dose of faith, fuel, and fire to help you believe bigger, live bolder, and do what God has called you to do. And so I'm so excited, y'all. Every time I get a chance to be here with you, every time I get a chance to speak with you and talk with you and motivate you and inspire you and teach you something, I get excited. I get really, really excited. Today, we're going to talk about a really serious topic, y'all. We are going to talk about depression, suicide, and we're going to give so much hope. I don't care who you are. Go get your friends, family, everybody, kids, get everybody and listen to this show. Why? Because even if you're not the person dealing with the depression or having suicidal thoughts, you may know someone, you may encounter someone. I suffered from situational depression, is what I call it. Back in 2009, I had a little bit of situational depression. I was going through quite a few things in life, and then I wasn't in the best situation, ship, as I would call it. And I started going through depression, and I don't even know if people really noticed it. And so I know this topic is serious. A lot of people go through depression, whether it's seasonal depression, severe depression, manic depression. It's so many different types of depression. And I got all my notes. Just to give you all a little quick background about me. I used to work as a QMRP, QMHP, qualified mental health professional. I was a mental health case manager for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, actually. I have my degree in human development and family studies. So all of classes in psychology and all of those type of classes I have had to take. I am a mental health first aid. I have my mental health first aid for youth certificate. But I've been studying different types of things, social work, my master's in social work. So I have the background. Okay. So I'm not sitting here just telling you something I don't know. Most of the clients that I dealt with when I was a mental health case manager was either schizophrenic, bipolar, or had severe depression. I have had situations where I even created a hotline before, y'all. I used to do all types of stuff, right? And I have had to talk people out of suicide before. So this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've had a family member that committed suicide before. I have dealt with so many loved ones that deal with depression. And let me say this show is to talk about different signs, symptoms, tips, and of course, y'all, I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to give you some tips. I actually have a book called Victory Over Depression. I'm going to order some copies of that book because that book is not meant to uh, diagnose, is not meant to take over your medicine, is not meant to be your therapist, but it is something to motivate and inspire you and give you some tips if you are someone who is encountering and going through depression or know someone who is. We all can even be a support to someone even if it's not us that's actually going through depression. Because let me tell you this, depression is real. Depression is real, y'all. And now with the seasons changing, it's darker earlier, it gets lighter later, and the time frame from it being light outside is like 7 a.m. I'm here in Chicago. So it's like 7:15-ish a.m. till like 4:30 p.m. By 4:30, it's dark. It's already dark here, okay? It's dark. It's like go to bed dark, okay? Is it nighttime yet? That type of dark. And so we have to be mindful of the things that happen when people deal with certain things, and depression is real. And then the holidays are coming up. Sometimes people deal with seasonal depression when those holidays come up and they don't understand why all of a sudden they feeling a certain type of way. So we're going to talk about some signs and symptoms. We're going to talk about a few different types of depression. We're also going to talk about some joy. some tips on how to, one, yes, identify, we're going to talk about all of that, but how to help someone, how to assist someone who is suffering from depression, or even if you are suffering from depression, I'm going to release some tips that you could use. One of the tips I'm gonna start off early: get yourself in some light, honey, because it's dark outside. A lot. It's dark outside longer than it's light outside. So you're gonna have some light in your house. You cannot sit in the dark all day, all night. It is tough to push yourself when you are dealing with depression, but that's the first thing you're gonna have to do is push yourself or try to do things with your loved one. But we're gonna talk about that because that could get a little, we're gonna talk about it though, the proper ways to approach different people when they are dealing with depression. So let's get right into all of this goodness. Let's get into this goodness. I want to give you all some statistics because I want you to see how real this is. And when I say y'all, I went back into my notes. I went back into the things that I used to have from when I used to work as a mental health case manager, as well as making sure I looked up to date statistics so that I can give us some real stats on this thing. So, and this is from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention: 14.1 deaths per 100,000 people is was the suicide rate in 2023. Okay. Um, regarding depression, worldwide, about 332 million people suffer from depression. That's a lot of people, y'all. That's a lot of people. In the US, about 8.8% of US adults had major depression in the past year. And that's from one resource. For youth, our young folks between the ages of 12 to 17, about 19.5% had major depression. Oh my goodness, y'all. For 2025, the US adults under the age of 30 that has reported depression rate, it has doubled since 2017, from 13% to 26.7%. Y'all, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. So we have to be able to identify, we have to be able to spot this stuff, because sometimes things can be prevented and sometimes, we can get help. You know what I mean? Help is available. You got therapy. Jesus in therapy is bang, okay? Jesus, he gave people gifts for a reason. And if you are on medication, do not, I repeat, do not take yourself off. Unless your doctor takes you off, do not take yourself off of medication. I am not here to say get off that medicine. Do I believe God can heal and Jesus can heal? Absolutely. But I'm not sitting here telling you stop taking your meds because nope, you ain't finna say Nina said that. You ain't gonna get to say it because you want to be led by God. And medicine for different things, like if I have a pain that's bad enough, baby, I'm taking me a pain pill. And I know Jesus can heal me, but I'm gonna take that pain pill. Okay, so I hope y'all get that part. I really want to enforce that because I'm going to be giving you some things, and I don't want you going around diagnosing people. Okay, you ain't the doctor. I was a mental health professional. I did not diagnose. Yes, I used my DSM-5, 4, and all that stuff, but to help the psychiatrist. I was not the psychiatrist. Okay, and so here are some signs and symptoms of depression. If you notice you or somebody else completely change, like they used to be bubbly, they used to be out, they used to be talkative, they did things, and all of a sudden their entire life changed. They eat differently, either eat more or eat less. They sleep more. Yes, I know we need rest, but that is like a sign. If you don't want to get up, you're always in the bed, you love to be in the dark. I'm just saying this so, but I do got stuff written down so that I can make sure I don't miss anything. Fatigue, lack of energy, low or slowing down. Your sleep changes, whether it's insomnia or sleeping too much. Loss of interest, Loss of pleasure in activities. You don't want to do the things you used to do, not in a bad way. So if God is changing you for the good and He stopped you from doing certain things, amen. But if you're not wanting to do the activities you used to do, like for a kid, if they used to participate in sports and all of a sudden they don't want to participate in sports, all they want to do is come home and go to sleep. That we need to, what's going on? We need to know, and it's okay. In our training, our mental health first aid for youth training, they told us to ask kids, do you think about killing yourself? And that's, I'm like, oh, don't ask them. No, we need to ask people these questions, because then we don't ask them. Something happened, and then we're like, well, I didn't know. Well, you didn't ask. Sometimes they'll tell you the truth, sometimes they won't. But ask. We got to be bold in this thing. We have got to be bold in this thing, because lives are literally at stake, right? Lives are literally at stake. And we want people to live abundant lives, because that's what Jesus said he came for. I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. And the abundant life is a full life in all areas, right? Physical aches and pains without clear cause. Did y'all know that? Sometimes you could be aching and paining in your body all because you're depressed. My God, my God. Children and adolescents may be more irritable, they may feel a lot more than they normally do. And there's different types of depression. So let me speak on that real quick. You got major depressive disorder. That's more the clinical depression. Yes, please go and seek the help. If you have major depression, if you are suicidal, please go go talk to someone. If you know someone that is, please encourage them to talk to someone and do your best never to leave that person alone. Like, they want to be alone. They want to be alone, but they really don't want to be alone. Okay. Then you have persistent depressive disorder. And this is milder but long lasting. It can last for some years. Uh, Low mood. They have, fewer peaks than the clinical depression, but it's still like right on that verge of that major depression. Then, of course, seasonal affective disorder. They call that sad, y'all. Really, literally. Um, and it follows seasonal patterns. So if you know somebody that only around the holidays, or even it's not just around the holidays, that's what I want to also encourage you all to understand. It's not only around the holidays. Sometimes that seasonal can be around a time of year. It could be even summertime. Like, it depends. And it also can be around times where things have happened to a person. You sometimes got to go back into their history to understand. Or even you go back and look back, like, what occurred in my life at this time of my life in this time of year. Because sometimes we don't even realize that we can feel some type of way and don't even connect it to what happened to us as a kid, or connect it to what happened to us as a teenager or 10 years ago, or death anniversaries. We don't even connect those dots. So sometimes when SAD comes around, seasonal depressive disorder, they have a name for seasonal affective disorder, right? Isn't, when that comes around, we may think that, oh, it's just this just I'm dealing with it now. But watch the patterns. Write it down so that you can see the patterns and you can interrupt the patterns. That's so important when you deal with depression. You got to come up with a plan. Okay, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Wait. Let me keep going, because I'm going into things that you could do, right? But because we're gonna have to interrupt these plans. We're gonna have to interrupt the plans of the enemy, because that's what it is. He wants you to be depressed. Depression, I always say, oh, depression, that spirit of depression. We're gonna come against the spirit of depression. But again, take your medicine if you got medicine. See your psychiatrist if you got a psychiatrist. Talk to a therapist. If you don't have a therapist, get a therapist. It's okay. Jesus is not gonna be mad at you for getting a therapist. Okay, I promise you, he won't. Um, and then you have parental or postnatal depression. So we know that we hear postpartum a lot about, when women have birth. That's a real thing too, okay? That is a real thing. So there's so many different levels of depression. Even there's even a bipolar related depression. So listen, there are so many different levels to this. But if you find yourself with any of the symptoms, if you find yourself knowing that you don't feel yourself, you're feeling low, you're feeling down, you're angry all of a sudden, listen, you don't have to deal alone. If you know someone like that, you don't have to deal alone. So now I'm going to go over a few tips, just a few tips. Again, this is not to replace the medicine. This is not to replace your psychiatrist, your therapist, your doctor, your pastor, your counselor, your coach. This ain't replacing none of that. This is to add on so that you can have some tips to either help someone or help yourself. First, when you're helping someone, listen without judgment. A lot of times people with depression won't say anything because they feel like they're going to be judged. And we don't want, and my people, and when I say my people, black folks, it's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to admit what's going on with you. It's okay to open up. We too quiet, and then we're going through these things, and then we either lashing out, we either, doing something even worse, or we're hurting ourselves or somebody else. Open your mouth. Talk to somebody. Okay. And if you hear somebody crying out for help, sometimes people be like, oh, this person, they just like that. Stop. No, I take it serious every time. If somebody tell me they're depressed or they're considering suicide or anything, I take it serious every single time, because we don't want that situation where, well, they said it so many times that, we didn't believe them. We're going to believe you every time. It's going to get old, but I'm going to believe you every time because it's serious. Again, I know loved ones who have taken their lives. Okay. I've experienced situational depression. Okay. I know people who experience severe depression. I've went into a client house and their house was completely dark. And I had to get myself up in there because they're just sitting there for days in the dark. So this thing is real, y'all. Seek help. If you know someone that's going through it, talk to them about getting help. God is okay with you getting help. Listen, I got some scriptures. I got scriptures too. Y'all, I came ready. I came ready for this today, okay? Because this is something serious. This is something that we got to talk about. This is something we can conquer. Anything is doable. Anything is conquerable. Proverbs 12:25 says, anxiety in the heart of a man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. A good word. Come on. We got to lean into the word of God. We got to play that uplifting music. Listen, I go around people and I be like, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We're gonna play some happy music. We go and go out. We gonna go eat. We gonna go talk. We gonna go dance. We gonna go do what you like to do. What you like to do. Come go for a ride with me. We're gonna go for a ride. We're gonna listen to some happy music. We're gonna pray. Oh, y'all know I love to pray. Come on. We gonna pray. We gonna come on, let's make a plan. We're coming against this thing. We're gonna have a sleepover because I ain't leaving you by yourself. What we got to do? Okay, so number one was listen without judgment, right? Number two, acknowledge their pain. Acknowledge that you see them going through something. I would say don't say I understand what you're going through or I can relate, because sometimes people feel like you can't relate. You're not me. You don't know what I'm going through. But you can acknowledge their pain. Don't say things like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll get over it. Ooh, no, 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 no. Do not tell nobody that they're going to get over it. That is not the right. You know how stuff happen and people be like, why people asking me this or saying this? Do you know what just happened? You got to think about, you have to sometimes put yourself in the shoes of other people. Because when you don't put yourself in the shoes of other people, you begin to spill things out of your mouth that, well, they will. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to give them what they need. And they need you to acknowledge, I understand that you're going through something. Now, I understand what you're going through because you may not. if a person has experienced the loss of a parent and you never have, you can't tell them that you feel them or you understand them. Because they're gonna look at you like, really? How dare you? You know? So listen without judgment, acknowledge their pain, encourage them to seek help. Now you will have people that will just no, they refuse it. There's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. They're not gonna seek help. When you get in those situations, you pray that God opens up their heart to get what they need. You that's the only thing you can do is pray in that situation. Because there are some people who will refuse help even though that's what they need. They're gonna tell you you don't know what they need. Okay. And even when you're encouraging them to seek professional help, you can let them know, like, it's okay to talk to somebody. If you need me to go with you, I'll go with you. Like, you have to be that support system. And if you feel like you can't be that support system, seek out somebody that can be a support system that they trust and love. Because at this time, they need to be around people they trust and love. They oftentimes think they want to be alone. They don't. They don't need to be alone. Now you can't like force yourself upon them. But try to force yourself upon them a little bit. Don't tell them I said that. Be patient and be consistent. So we have to understand that depression is not like, oh, I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the background. Depression is not like, oh, today is a bad day. Depression is something that does not go away in a day. Okay. A bad day is a bad day, but a depression, when you're dealing with someone who is depressed, it's not going to go away tomorrow. So you can't say, oh, I'll come back tomorrow and they'll be all right, because they won't, more than likely. Now, God can do anything. Let me put a disclaimer out there. God can do anything. He's God. He's the head honcho. But oftentimes, a depressed person, it lingers. And yes, you want to see them happy. Yes, you want their joy to come back. Yes, you want them to be the fruitful person that they were, but it's not that easy for them. Some of them want to. They want to fight it, but they don't know how to. So, let's go to the next one. Offer practical help. Like, I'll go with you. Let's go for a walk and talk together. Let's eat together. Whatever they're not doing, trying to encourage them to do it. Again, that light thing is the people in my house, that husband and that son of mine, they know I'll go around turn on every light. While we sitting in the dark. And they just be playing their games. They be playing their games and I'm turning on lights. I'm up here and turn on the light. Nope, nope, we got lights on. They're like, what is wrong with her? But because of my history and because I know that it's dark outside early as heck, I'm making sure that we get some light. I like light. I like light. I like light. And check for safety. You want to check for their safety. If they talk about death or suicide a lot, that's a red flag. If they start giving their stuff away, that's a red flag. If they start telling people how much they love them and value them and different things like that, that's a red flag. You got to look at these red flags, y'all. We have to be mindful of the red flag and not just ignore them. When your people start being different, you got to pay attention and you got to understand that something could be going on. Why all of a sudden, okay, that's different. Like, pay attention. Pay attention. Listen. Don't let it all be about you. Listen. Okay? Sometimes we got to listen because nobody wants to have regret. And I encourage you, if you've ever dealt with anybody with depression or that committed suicide or have suicide idea, do not blame yourself. Get educated. Do not blame yourself. You go get some help so that you don't go and end up depressed and feeling certain type of ways. And if you're someone and you're noticing some of the signs and symptoms in yourself, seek help. Please, I'm asking you. You're valuable. A lot of times people think people won't miss them. Yeah, you will. You will be missed. I'ma miss you. Yep, I see you. I miss you. Seek help. Help is available. It's available. Get what you need. Love on yourself a lot more. When you feel any type of thing, like, man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Recently, I noticed depression trying to creep its head in my life. I sometimes when you start going through this and that and different things, the enemy wants to whisper in your ear. He wants to tell you all the things that's not going right. And when the enemy tries to tell you all the things that's not going right, he's just like, you should give up on this and you should give up on that. And you might as well just go do this. This ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna happen. And I'm just as human as everybody else. It seemed like the struggle became so real. But then God reminded me, Nina, you got up out of this before. You're not even gonna allow yourself to go in it this time. And so when people hear me talk about the last 40, I had to do some drastic things to get up out of depression. I had to go through that fast with God. So this is personal. That's why I keep saying it's personal because I know that society, in the sense, okay, my mind had to go through a process of saying, God, I'm not gonna allow myself to go through depression. Nope, it can't have me. What we finna do, God? I'm not gonna go through situational depression again. I'm not finna allow myself to go through seasonal depression again. So what we finna do, God? What we finna do? And that was another reason why I came up with the last 40. Well, I didn't come up with it. God was like, it's time again. Because I'm trying to elevate you, and the enemy knows I'm trying to elevate you. Therefore, he's trying to throw anything in your way. And I said, God, you know what? You're right. I know you got great plans for me. Not just because the book says it, but because I know that your book is real. I know that the Bible is real. I know that you got plans for me. You ain't brought me this far to leave me. So I'm not gonna look at all my situations and all the things that I feel is a need. No, I'm gonna look to you, God. So now y'all got a little extra information on the last 40, aka prayer, salads, and squats. Because I know at the end of this, I know I'm gonna be elevated even more in every area of life. Because just like I did before, I'm giving God my all. And so that's why talking about this was also important to me because it tried to creep up on me. It tried to rear his little ugly head, like, hey Nina, let's just get in the bed every day and just be there. You know? Go around people and smile. That's another thing. Some people that deal with depression, baby, they know how to put on a smile and come around you and all of that stuff when they need to. And then behind closed doors, you be like, or something happened, you be like, but I didn't see that. So you gotta, when I say you gotta pay attention, you gotta pay attention. Because the signs are there, but they're little subtle signs sometimes. Whew. Y'all, this is so deep. This is so deep. I feel like I don't have enough time for everything. So we're gonna keep going. I might go a little bit over, but we gotta keep going. I gotta be obedient. I gotta get this out. And I'll get in trouble later. But we gotta get this out, y'all, because this is so important. It's so important. It's so important. Because yeah, the enemy come to kill, steal, and destroy, but we have to do our part in all areas of life. And being able to help someone who is depressed, being able to love on somebody who don't know how to love on themselves is important. And if you are someone and you feel like, man, I'm here again. Like I was literally in that moment, like I feel like I'm going there again. Yikes, I can't go there again. And then you like, I don't want to be telling people all my problems and this and that. Oh no, I'm gonna tell you, I called me a therapist. Oh yes, I did. Oh yes, I did. I'm not telling you nothing I wouldn't do. I'm telling you what I not just wouldn't do, but I did. You see the things that's going on around you, and then it's so much. Okay. But I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to tell you that there is hope. I'm here to tell you from experience, I don't have major depressive disorder. That's why I call mine situationship. Situational depression. I guess they'll call it seasonal seasonal affective disorder, but um I guess because there's certain seasons in life that you go through. But I noticed it and I was able to identify, and God started showing me different things. Like, you remember back when? You remember back in that time in 2009 through. So back then I was like, it was like from 2009 all the way through almost all of 2010 until maybe the end of September. Nope. So I was in the fast. I was in the midst of the fast, coming out of depression. I started needing to motivate, coming out of depression. So the person you see today was birthed coming out of depression. And this is not something I've ever shared with anybody before. I've never shared this before. So, um, yeah, but I knew I needed something and I didn't want to. I was a person that was everybody's friend and everybody's go-to, and I just I didn't want to bother nobody. So I'm sharing the things that I know I dealt with because I know other people deal with it too. I know that other people who deal with depression, they deal with these things too, because I was there. And I put on a face, I put on a mask. Nobody would have known. Nobody did know really. So sometimes you can't tell on the surface. You gotta look at the person like you, if you know this person, you gotta, especially if it's somebody you know, you know. If you know this person. Whew. And when I made a decision that I didn't want to be depressed anymore, I didn't want to deal with those things and go through that anymore, that's when God started changing things for me. And I had to make some steps. I had to do some things. Just like now. I was like, I'm not going there. I'm not going back there. So God said, you know what to do. Let's do it. And so inviting people in to prayer salads and squats was because I know that other people deal with stuff too. And other people want something different too. And other people just don't know how to too. So this became deeper than that. This became something where I said, God, I know what you did for me then. I know you're going to do something even greater now, but I know you could do it for others too. So it became a big thing. It became something so much bigger than that. So, okay. Ooh, y'all got me out here pouring my heart out. Let's keep going. Y'all got me over here emotional, but I want to make sure that I explain where some of this is coming from as well. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I gave y'all some statistics. We got a scripture. We talked about certain things. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, I worked on what I need to say to y'all. So again, if you see yourself, because I know I gotta wrap this up. I'm so over my time, right? If you are sad and down, if you notice something different, if you know that that little thing trying to creep up on you, get yourself up if you can. If you need help, cry out. Give yourself enough energy to cry out. Give yourself enough energy to reach out to that person that's gonna come and get you up. And if you feel like I don't have nobody, find me, call me. I'm come find you. I hope we in the same city and state, and we ain't. I'm find somebody that knows somebody that's where you at. Okay. But I don't want anyone to feel like they have to deal alone because you don't and you shouldn't. You don't and you shouldn't. Okay. Um, connect with other people, get into a routine. And y'all, I'm in the gym now and I love it. I never thought I would love the gym. I always was like, I need an accountability partner. I need somebody to go with me. God, like we going together, boo. We going together. You got an accountability partner. I am your. And y'all, I be on that treadmill and I'd be like, dang, 30 minutes up already. I never knew. I thought in my mind, see, we got to work on these mind and it's hard and just making it line up together. Oh my goodness. We're going to talk about some things because my life has changed already. And we still at the beginning of prayer salads and squats. My whole life has changed. My mind has changed. The things I'm listening to has changed, has elevated. Like all of that stuff, y'all. Um, Another thing you can do is set some small goals. Set small goals. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't even do it. Y'all, I was like, okay, God, is we putting a pause and a break on everything? Because if so, okay. Because I know at the end you're going to do something. Did I tell you? I'm going to say it again. Nina Motivates was birth. The person that you see was birth coming out of this thing. Okay? Mm. Um, do some mind work. Like you gotta do some mind work. You can't always be listening to negative things and all. I only watch the news. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay, if something I need to know, somebody tell me. I go to Facebook every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Get caught up. I will scroll to the news thing on my phone real quick, see if it's something I really need to know. But I try not to look at who got shot up and this, and oh, I need my mood to be elevated. I need to use scripture and worship. Y'all, worship will take you to a place that, worship will take you to a place. I notice when you focus in on word of God and worship, baby, you be feeling so good. You be like, I never knew love like worship before. I'm always doing something too extra. Okay, seek professional help if you need it. Stay persistent. Serve others and have faith-based strategies. Don't just feel like um isolate yourself or get your therapy. See whoever you need to see, but get some faith-based too. Okay, get some of that stuff in you. I want to also give you this Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Let God give you rest. Remind God of His word. His word works, y'all. The word works. I'm saying it one more time for the people in the back. The word works. Let the word work for you. Okay, let the word work for you. God sees your pain. He cares. He cares for you. He cares for you. He cares for you. So allow God in. Allow him in. Okay? Allow him in. All right, y'all. I'm so out of time. But I just needed to get this to you because it was so important to me. And I was writing all my little notes down. These little fingers was going to work. And I'm like, I gotta tell them this, gotta tell them that. Oh, let me research the statistics. Let me do this, let me do that because it's so important. I should have just did a part two. But I want to bring y'all up. I want to bring y'all up. Okay. I want to bring y'all up. I had something totally planned different for this week. And God was like, no, we're gonna be vulnerable, we're gonna be real, we're gonna get them the real deal, okay? So I got a call to action for y'all. And then I'm gonna end on a important announcement that's gonna blow y'all man. Okay. Yes, yes, and yes, yes, and yes. Invite anyone who is struggling, even if it's you, to reach out to someone they trust and love. Invite them to do that. Invite them to listen to this show. Let them know they not alone. Even if I don't understand their situation, all situations are different, but you're not alone. Okay. There are resources. There are so many resources, y'all. Oh, what was the number? 988, I think. You could dial 988 instead of 911 for like um oh shoot. I'm gonna come back with y'all. I'm gonna put it in the description of my YouTube video. Okay. Know that you can have victory over depression. I'm going to have to pull that book back out, y'all. I haven't even read. I went looking for it. I'm like, oh, I ain't got no copies of Victory Over Depression. But I'm gonna have to pull that book out because whew, it's real. is real, but we can have victory. We already have the victory. God loves you. God sees you. I love you. I see you. Okay. It's not by accident or coincidence that you're either listening to this live or you're watching this replay on YouTube. It's not an accident. It's not an accident, boo boo. It's purposeful. God sees you. God cares for you. Turn on some lights. Get up and dance. Play that worship music. I'm gonna go do some more line dancing. I'm gonna be back in the gym in the morning. I done fell in love with the gym in just a few days. What you say, girl? Hey, hey, hey. And if you're following me on social media, I'm sharing my journey. So you can always follow me on social media and catch my journey. Okay, this is the big announcement. Y'all ready? Brrr, drum roll, please. Black Friday is Friday, right? But on today, this is Monday, y'all. I am doing my Black Friday sale today, not tomorrow, today. My Black Friday sale. Everybody knows I have the You Can Publish experience going on. It happens December 15th through the 19th. 15, 16, 17, 18. I did it right. 15th through the 19th. Don't laugh at me, but laugh at me. And it's $297, right? But it's on sale right now. Y'all ready? $97. I didn't even launch it at $97. Ding, ding, ding. But for only the first 10 people that get it. And guess what? I'm not even announcing this on any type of platforms until tomorrow. So if you're hearing this tonight and you want to go through the You Can Publish experience to learn how to publish your book yourself, to learn all of the steps, to get the motivation you need to write your book, to get started on it. Now, you're not going to finish your whole book in 5 days. You might, I'm just saying. But even if you don't, you will have all the resources because you get a free copy of my publishing manual. You will have training by a Moa, okay, the best, okay. If you don't know, you better know. And you're going to have so much more. You're going to have assignments. And by that Friday, oh, you're going to have some stuff, okay? So you go on over to my link tree, okay? Go on to the site. Go on, click it, go get it. And grab it for $97 because once first 10 people get it, it goes away for $97 after 10 people. That's the way my assistant set it up. So, and plus the stuff you're getting it's worth over $2,000. The training you're getting it's priceless, first off. But the value of it, when we break down the cost, the prices, you're getting something for $97 that's worth a couple thousand. Go on and grab that. Go on and grab it. Go on and grab it before you. And it's launched right now. And if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, then you're the first to know. So you better go grab it. I love y'all. I'm so over my time. I love y'all so dearly. And I pray the most amazing day and week and the rest of the month. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving. Whether you celebrate it or not, you should be thankful. Okay? Be thankful you are still here. I'm thankful every day. But I am looking forward to cooking and eating and having family time and all of the things. So I love y'all dearly. I pray the best for you all. May God just love on you all. Tune back into the You Can Show every Monday at 5:30 p.m. on ICU Radio and the replay on YouTube. Share it, share it, share it. Sharing is caring, and I know y'all care for some people, so go ahead and share it out. I look forward to talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Bye.